Last night, before I went to sleep, I suddenly remembered Neville's famous ladder experiment. I closed my eyes, and just as he described, I imagined myself climbing a ladder. Once, twice, 3 times. Then I started repeating to myself, I will not climb a ladder. I will not climb a ladder. And then I fell asleep. By the next day, I had completely forgotten about it. I went to the lake to zone out for a while, then wandered into a park. Not far from the entrance, in the distance, I saw a long flight of stairs. Wow, a ladder. In that moment, I instantly remembered last night's ladder experiment. Almost without thinking, I started repeating again, I will not climb a ladder. But strangely, my eyes were locked on those stairs. I kept telling myself, I will not climb a ladder. I will not climb a ladder. Yet somehow, I was being pulled toward them, step by step. Even stranger, when I finally reached them, I noticed there was also a side path right next to the stairs. And in that instant, the pull disappeared. A few seconds later, I stepped onto the side path. At first, as I walked, I could still faintly feel that pull from the stairs. Sometimes I'd even turn my head to look back at them. But the further I walked, the weaker it became. And once I left the park, I didn't think about the stairs again. Neville designed this experiment to test whether manifestation is real. But here's what I want to say after this little experience. You always have the right to choose again at any moment. You are free. Nothing is truly holding you. Now, let's go back to one common question about the experiment. If I kept saying, I will not climb a ladder, why did reality still lead me to one? This is also a classic confusion many people have with manifestation. Think about it. When you say over and over, I will not climb a ladder, what image pops into your mind? Isn't it a ladder? The more you say no, the more you're feeding your subconscious the image of a ladder. The more you resist, the more vividly it exists. Why? Because the subconscious does not process negatives. It doesn't understand yes or no, want or don't want, love or hate. It only receives images and feelings. Whatever it sees and feels, it remembers. And whatever it remembers, it will present in your reality. You say, I'm afraid of breaking up with my SP. Your subconscious sees the breakup scene, feels the sadness and frustration that scene brings, and eventually it shows up in your life. This is why people in manifestation circles keep saying, you attract what you focus on, whether you desire it or resist it. Which brings us to another common question. If that's true, then why do manifestation coaches often say, you don't manifest wealth because you're actually afraid of it? Isn't that a contradiction? The answer, not really. Let's take a popular topic. If you suddenly got 100 million, would you tell anyone? In the comments, you'll see a lot of no's. I've been cheated by friends before, so I wouldn't. When you have that much, people wish you dead. Never flaunt your wealth or scammers will target you. When someone is afraid of wealth, what they're really afraid of is the cost that comes with it. Being robbed, blackmailed, or threatened. Being morally pressured into giving it away. Becoming someone others envy or hate. Being forced to play the good person role in everyone's eyes. For many, huge wealth in their subconscious is tied to a chain of negative outcomes. The result, either they never get the wealth at all, or they get it, but along with all those negative events. Let's review. The subconscious only deals in images and feelings, both physical and emotional. It doesn't read words and it doesn't think logically. It can't tell whether an image is real or imagined. If the feeling is vivid enough, it believes it. So if you say, I don't want pain, your subconscious locks onto all those images and sensations of pain. And the more you actually experience that pain before, the easier it is for your mind to recall it and to recreate it. That's why you need to drop the negative, resistant language altogether. Instead, feed your subconscious positive, fulfilling images and feelings directly. Let's try a quick game. Say this with me. I don't want to see a pink elephant. Say it again. I don't want to see a pink elephant. Now tell me, what did you see? A pink elephant. Bonus note, you are free. You can always choose again. The path you're on is not your destiny. Awareness is freedom. Yes, we fall into old beliefs, old reactions, old pains, because our subconscious remembers and is used to them. But you always have the right to choose again. Old paths can be noticed, interrupted, and rebuilt. Manifestation is not static control. It's a dynamic response, constantly being shaped. Even if you've climbed that ladder 1,000 times in your mind, you can still realize in one moment. There's a side path right next to it. The paths you couldn't see before, they were always there.